Basically, we talk about some serious topics, which is like a migrant crisis, but actually we just observe kids in the perspective of how they react to the outside world. So I think the most interesting thing is that just by observing the kid changing and reacting emotionally, you can understand some wider view. What hit me the most is like the very family atmosphere, which I super enjoy. Nobody, people freely conversate each other, and this is, I think, the nicest part of it.
I'm so glad to be back. It's actually my third MakeDox. First came, I think, in 2019, but more as a guest. And I was immediately mesmerized by the atmosphere, by the venue, by the watching films under the night skies and everything. Every year MakeDox is slowly but steadily growing, and both what you do film in the terms of film program, but also how industry part is growing. MakeDox is making its own standing in the Western Balkan, and not only in kind of putting itself on the map, and I think a 15th edition is a good way to celebrate it. I would say it's definitely much more difficult to make a short, or depends what you want to say, but short format really, you really have to think, what is that one little message I want to get across? Because you just have so many minutes. And sometimes in a long format you can go and make these loops and excursions and this and that. In short format you have to be very concise and very like, this is what I want to say, and we watch your 10-minute film and we are like, yes.
Like before I started the company, I worked in a film festival, so my view on films has always been a bit more from like a festival perspective in a way, so more about artistic qualities, not so much about like what is a film that will sell easy to television and things like that. So I think our viewers also really focus on that, films that we find interesting, that we enjoy watching, films that are really for the big screen. And then with the features that we work with, we really decided to go for like really outspoken films. So films that are really experimenting with the form, experimenting with narrative. Yeah, so like in the end it's like films that I like, films that we with the team believe that audiences will enjoy and that would work well in festivals, but also films that are daring to do something more radical in the approach. So like I've always been interested in archive films, but I think it's also a difficult format to work with in a way, because you really have to kind of bring something new to it or find something new in it. So like in terms of like advice for filmmakers, it would also really be that of like, how can you make this archive something current, something that's relevant now, or something that's just very outspoken, I think, because sometimes you see a very straightforward approach and then it doesn't completely resonate sometimes. So it's really about like kind of putting this own twist.